Project Cars 3 was the biggest and most unnecessary racing failure of the PS4 generation. The first two games in the series were known to be pretty serious sim racers, and while they weren't breakout hits, they did have a small but ravenous following. Right out of the gate, everyone that was following the media for this game could tell there had been a massive tonal shift. The game was clearly leaning into the more casual arcade scene, and everyone knew it. The development team consistently insisted there wasn't a big change, but with every new feature shown and every old feature lost, it was clear they were contradicting their words. Alienating your core fan base and then lying directly to their faces is a terrible way to start your introduction for your new game. If they had given the game a different name and put on the box that it was brought to you as an arcade envisionment by the people who made Project Cars, it would have had a lot better chance. Instead, they lied to their fans and pissed them off, effectively slitting the game's throat before it even hit store shelves. For me, gameplay is king, and in a racing game, I would figure it would be for most people. So now let's take a deep dive and see why this is the part of the game that really shines, actually. The car roster on Project Cars 3 is really deep. You got your old school muscle cars and your British cars. Then you got your entry level and higher level tuners. You got your exotics, German. You got your supercars, you got your hypercars, and then it goes up to the next level when you start doing GT3, 2, and 1, and then you jump in prototypes, and they got pretty much every kind of formula race you could think of. It's pretty deep. I haven't really noticed any car that felt like any other car completely. You got your certain cars like the racing one when it comes to McLaren. That thing is like Velcro on a road, and it is insanely fast. Then you got the Renault Trophy RS. It don't stick to the road the same, but once you master it, you can slide around in like a miniature drift, and it's just like flowing like butter. Both are really good experiences in their own way, and it just really depends on your driving style. But you're gonna find a car in here that you're gonna like throwing around the track. I'd say in a handling model, I'd place this somewhere like a Project Gotham Racing or a Grid, but it has more detail in the handling because it is made by a team who makes simulator racers on a game engine that was designed for simulator racers. So even though it is an arcade game, it is way more in depth, takes way more skill, and it's kind of special in today's market. Sense of speed is really fun. I wouldn't quite say it's on the level of a Burnout 3, but it's probably not actually that far from it. It's faster than like I said, it's faster than Project Gotham, it's faster than Forza Horizon, it's faster than Grid. I haven't got to play Grid Legends, maybe they made that faster. But the point is, it's probably one of the fastest games on the market in the last 10 years, to be honest. Now, the upgrade system is both deep and simple. You can either just upgrade your card a little bit to match whatever level you're in to max it out on that, or you can go all out crazy and take a street level car and max it out till it's a Le Mans super race car and just blow the world away. On the exterior of the car, you can't really upgrade with body kits or fins and all that stuff. You can really customize the paint job for your own style. They got tons of colors and different kinds. They got the gloss, they got the pearlescent, they got different levels of matte. And then you can sit there and put the different decals on it, and you get to choose what colors those are from all those different colors too. You can make really nice looking decals on this game. The tuning system is another high point, which shouldn't be a surprise because you can just tune the dog out of your cars in the first two games. The thing is, you can take off seconds and you can turn your machine into a wannabe into a real contender. I wish each setting had the descriptions like it does in Gran Turismo, because I can't remember all of those or every one of them from Gran Turismo. So you kind of blind fire over here. So unless you're a grease monkey super mechanic, you're going to go through some growing pains. I screwed up some builds real good early on. Now the sound in the game, it's not like some industry standard or anything, but it's definitely not on the ears. The music, it's nothing that's gonna blow your mind, but it won't repulse you either. It's fun but forgettable. All the cars, yours and your opponents, they got all the right sounds. We've all heard squealing tires. Each car's engine has its own sound, and you can tell when it's time to shift and all that stuff. Now wrecks, they're really crunchy, but that's something they pushed on the first game. They wanted this game to have really nice wrecks, so you got the sound to go with it. However, your engineer never shuts up, and it gets old really fast. He does give you information about the weather and things like that, which is really good heads up, but I just muted him because it just drove me crazy. Now the graphics of the game, you're getting a mixed bag. When it comes to the cars, all the models are top notch, but the environments are where the things get really iffy. If you're in a desert, it basically looks like you're playing a launch title for a PS3 or 360. The cars look like they're from a different generation. But if you're in the city or one of the more famous tracks with a lot of foliage and stuff, this game actually pops. It still looks good. Now, there is a significant amount of screen tear, and you get quite a bit of pop-in at times. It can really break the immersion. It has this weird thing, if there's a lot of cars on screen on certain tracks, you get this staticky looking thing in the game. That's when the game usually drops frames. But I mean, with all the problems this game really has, that is to be expected to me. The weather effects are another place where this game shines. While it's not as flashy like something like Drive Club, but hey, what is? That game was like a generation ahead of its time when it came to the graphics of it. You got all different intensities of fog. It can be like just barely little patches to you have to drive a little bit slower or you're gonna wreck. The wind plays a big part. It's fun. It makes the world seem more alive, seeing the trees and the grass blow around. It can actually affect your speed and handling too. And they took the rain to a whole new level. It can be like a little drizzle that barely does anything other than visual effects, all the way to when you go into the game, it has a tornado by the weather thing, and you get in there and the wind's blowing so crazy. There's lightning everywhere. The sky's is dark and ominous. The rain's blowing sideways. In real life, everybody's hiding because some shit's about to go down. Unfortunately, it has a thing in common with Project Gotham Racing 4, the snow. For some reason, realistic physics on snow and arcade game racing does not blend well, because an Enzo is a nightmare on this thing. It was a huge misstep for the game, and I still haven't done that part. It just kills the fun. I don't even want to jack with it. When it comes to the color scheme and stuff, this game does not look real. It's got that surreal look. The colors are really vibrant. There's a big variation in the colors, and they really explode off the screen. And to me, I like it. It don't need to look super real every time. In conclusion, the development team got what they deserve for not having the trust to back their product properly, and this game has many flaws, both large and small, but to me it is a rough diamond. It just sucks. It's such a good game that done so wrong. I still love playing it to this day.